excites me. But more than anything, it's just waking up every day realizing that I get to do this for a living.
Wow, it's a great job. I'm sure like people like in the world, they're probably like really jealous of your job. They're probably thinking, this guy has the best job in the world. I'm sure that's probably the case.
I very much feel like I have the best job in the world. I'm very lucky.
Of course. And now the next question, coming back to the album Phoenix, of course, which is the big buzz that's happening. Everybody's been talking about it. So tell us a bit about Phoenix. We've obviously heard Fire, which is the track from Phoenix. It's a great track. It's got a great vibe. It's a perfect club track. I mean, it's total club banger. So I just want to ask, what else can we expect? Like other shades of sounds from Phoenix. What can we expect from the other tracks on the album?
Well, I got a track actually called Love on the album that was actually originally written for Michael Jackson.
Wow.
And so that's huge. That's gonna be the last thing that we put out on the album. It's called Love, and so it's more of a ballad. So people can expect a lot of different things. There's a Hindi track on there which I released in Canada called Kya Se Kya Ho Gaya.
Yes, of course.
I don't know if you guys have got that.
We have heard it and we've played it. I mean, it's when we heard it, we were like, only Raghav can do this, man. Seriously. I mean, the track and having that, and it actually has a sample of a track called Holdia. I mean, it's a track which was really good, and you mixed it up like you always do. So, I mean, we can tell there are a lot of different shades in the album. But coming back to Love, the track you just told us that was written for Michael Jackson. How does it feel, man? The King of Pop. I mean, the late legendary King of Pop. You have a track that was originally written for him, and now you're going to be singing it, and it's on the album. How does it feel?
Well, it's pretty amazing. When you guys hear the song, and when you guys finally actually hear the finished product, you're going to hear why it would have been a single for Michael, because it's such a Michael Jackson-esque. It would have been a great comeback for him.
Wow.
And for me to get the opportunity to record that particular tune is, it's a great feather in my cap, and that's why I'm kind of holding on and putting that out until the album comes out. So it's kind of the pièce de résistance for the album.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, obviously, there's another news that's out. I mean, we were going through. I mean, a lot of people even texted in. Some of the fans even told me to ask you this. I mean, they obviously have joined your Facebook page, and they're on your Twitter, and everybody's following you. So the latest tweet that you put up was that you just recorded your first Bollywood track. Now, tell us about Bollywood. Now, what's the deal with Bollywood? Everybody's into Bollywood. Everybody's going that way, and Bollywood's obviously a huge market all over the world. So what's the deal? What can we expect from the Bollywood track, your first Bollywood track from Raghav?
Well, here's the thing about how I stand on Bollywood is that while Bollywood is magnificent, and yes, I have recorded a track for a movie that'll be out later this year.
Wow, okay,
cool.
Be
in Bollywood. I think that India could really look at Pakistan and learn, what you guys have a burgeoning rock world, a burgeoning pop community.
Right.
And, when I came out with Storyteller back in the day, there was other artists like myself in the UK and around the world, and we were having success just being pop artists without needing the backing of Bollywood to have any major success.
Right, of course. You're probably one of the first artists to do that.
There was mutual respect, and while I do love Bollywood, and I am going to be doing a lot more Bollywood stuff, I'm concerned that artists that make pop music, like myself, they're going to have to either go to international markets and somewhat ignore the East because there's no market for them in the pop world,
right.
or they're going to have to do Bollywood, which is obviously a completely different musical genre and creative form than writing your own songs or working with some band.
Right.
So I'm a little concerned that Bollywood is becoming the be all and end all for music.
Okay.
Out of the East. So while I am so excited to be doing my first Bollywood tune, I've waited years and years to do it.
Right.
I implore people to please support the pop acts.
Excellent, definitely.
And the independent acts, because while Bollywood is magnificent, you're only going to get a limited musical landscape if you don't support the bands, support the up-and-coming artists, support artists like myself and all the other artists from the UK and North America who want to make pop records without
Bollywood backing, of course. Another question. I mean, we've always seen like a bit of shade of like if you did a Bollywood track, how would it sound like? I mean, I remember this particular track from your album Identity, which came out in 2009. I remember this track called Hamrahi, which was one of my favorite tracks on the album. I think that was a wonderful track, and your vocals were totally on point.
जीवन बहता पानी ये लम्हा ही सब है पानी हो दिल की धड़कन ने है पुकारा तुझे
Were you like gearing yourself up for Bollywood? I mean, coming up with these tracks, and obviously you've studied music properly. You've learned classical vibes and everything. You've been singing for a very long time, way before you released the record, The Storyteller. But tell us a bit about Hamrahi and other tracks you've done on your album. Was it like this conscious effort to keep like putting music out there, or was it like just randomly done in the studio?
I mean, I just, when I go in the studio, I don't think I need to make a certain kind of record. And when I made Hamrahi, it came out so beautiful, and it was exactly the kind of emotion I wanted to get across. And while it would have been great to be in a Bollywood film, again, it's okay for a guy that writes songs like Fire or Angel Eyes to want to go in and make a song like Hamrahi. And Hamrahi for me was just saying that I can do this. And if Bollywood ever called, or if I ever do a concert, I'd like to be able to do all these great English songs and then break out into a song like Hamrahi. So for me, it's about giving yourself the artistic license to do whatever you like.
Right, it's just about the vibe that you feel in the studio at that point.
There you go.
All right, excellent. Now, we're just rounding this up. We're going to ask you the last few questions that we have for you. Okay, the next question is that out of all the songs that you've made and all the songs that are so popular, I mean, and obviously each song is like a crowd puller. Everybody knows the words. Everybody's like, singing it with you when you're performing them live. The question is, out of all the songs you've done and out of all the songs and the singles that you've released, what is still like one of those songs that you really love performing live? Is there one particular song that you still enjoy performing live when you're out on tour or on stage? Is there one particular song?
I mean, obviously, Angel Eyes is very special to me. I love the new song Fire. But there's a song that never got released off the first album called Bad Bad Bad.
Oh my god, I love that track, bro. I think that track was off the hook. Seriously.
And I fought so long and hard for that to be a single. I didn't win that battle, unfortunately. And
right.
I still, there's a part of me that wishes that had come out as a single. And who knows, maybe one day I'll still make a video to it.
Excellent. So, all right, now, before we let you go, I mean, I know you've got a busy schedule, you've got a lot of things happening for you, Raghav. So I just want to ask you, is there anything you want to say to the fans out there, anything to the Pakistani fans? Because, Pakistani fans are just like, probably just jumping out of their seats right now, knowing that you're on live on Radio 1 FM 91. So is there anything you want to say to the Pakistani fans who are listening to you?
Well, I got to say one thing, and that is thank you so much. Someone told me 2 days ago that, I think I have close to 90,000 fans and friends on Facebook or something.
Of course.
And someone told me that the number one country where I get support from, percentage-wise, is still Pakistan.
Yeah, what's up?
So, and the fact that I've only been there once and done those 3 shows, I got to let you know, I get emails every day
That's
from
awesome.
Pakistan. And, I just want to make sure I come and do the right event. As you know, there's a lot of great promoters out there that do great shows, and I want to make sure that when I come, I'm working with the right people. Because the last thing I want to do is come and disappoint my fans.
Right, of course.
When I do come, I want to make sure it's with the right people, associated with the right radio station and the right sponsors, so that we can put on the kind of show that people have been waiting 4 or 5 years to see.
Of course, bro.
But I have a feeling that day is going to come very soon, and I'll be in Pakistan very
Inshallah, and I hope that we see you soon. And I'm telling you, man, the entire crew here at Radio 1 FM 91 that has like Fire, the latest track from you, on their iPod, on their phones, in their car. We're going to be